Hello everybody and welcome to Innocentious Plays John Shafer's at the Gates. We are still training up everybody and you can't move right now, but you can. Oh right, you're another stream. There's a lot of water around here and it's really annoying to make movements around. There's something we can do for that. It is discovery profession. It's called the surveyor. The surveyor is able to construct paths. We can't hover over paths over here. There was another one who also did paths. Which one was it? Was it the engineer? No. Potter isn't. It isn't either, is it? Nope. Guys, maybe? No, neither. I don't remember. But pots will maybe it's we can see over here. This is the game help. Because I'm not completely sure what pots do. They don't increase your movement specifically, but it will negate some movement penalties. Maybe if I... Nope, this doesn't do anything either. These are just nodes. Okay, so is there movement, basic economics, how to win, settlement, the map, movement cost? Doesn't say. Terrain. I just want to know exactly what pots do. I am not sure, but I do know that I'm 99% sure that they negate also the loss next turn from marches and streams and stuff like that. But for now, we will just finish this turn. And there are other things that will impede your movement as well. There can be snowstorms or rainstorms and stuff like that. Let's move over here. And we got some weapons out of it from a deserted battlefield. Who would have expected? Ah, here is our friend the Slavs. We can switch guide to crafting. Bam, level 9 crafting. Oh, also another thing that ennobling clans does is it makes them happy. Get an extra mood from being ennobled, and when happy, resource increase, morale increased by 1/4, resource production increased by 1/4, and from constructed structures also by 1/4, and experience also is doubled. Now we're gonna make you a wood collector first, but in the meantime we're gonna be training up loggers because we want you to be a logger. And next turn we'll be able to do that. Clans are idle. I'm gonna move you outside a little bit first, and when it's winter we want him inside of our borders, and then you can identify the deposits inside our borders. Next turn. So with all these rivers over here, we might want to either move away from this place or train up somebody to be a surveyor, so we can, let's identify this deposit actually. So we can construct some roads. You can go here and forage for some extra food. So now you can see that we are, your tribe is producing 3 times more food than it consumes, and that will give us 3 surplus food. So it's not all the food that you actually gather, you won't be able to get everything out of it. And these resources are also degrading. So we only have a couple of, like 15 turns left on the pigs, we have 20 turns left on the fruit, and 18 turns left on the wheat. There's different sizes of wheat. This is a normal field of wheat, and this is a large field of wheat. And they usually have different times of how long they can be used. Let's go get some wood from over there. Explore a little bit this side. 2 unidentified animal deposits over there. Yeah, we do want to train you into something soon. So we're probably gonna make you into like a parchment skinner or something like that. The caravan will arrive in 2 turns. Good to know. And we have a new clan. They are curious, but also stubborn. So when switching disciplines, that's gonna be difficult, but curious will make them good in discovery. That's actually pretty good. I'm pretty okay with that. After loggers, we are probably going to research surveyors. We need 10 tools for that, but next turn we also will have a caravan, so maybe we'll be able to buy 5 extra tools so we can have the 10 tools to get the surveyor. And we are expecting to have a chilly winter. Yeah, let's forge for a turn. And then you can come back. Oh, there is a... Wow. Oh no, it's a different clan. I was like, that's a big barbarian encampment. But it's not a barbarian encampment. It's the Franks. We should get to know them real quickly, because they will probably send us a message of hello soon. Yeah, they have a couple of settlements. And you can attack those settlements, actually. Alright. We don't want you to be an explorer. So we're just gonna wait a little bit and just produce some treasure. Finish this turn. We've met the Franks. They don't like us at all. Greetings, stranger. I seek a fair, friendly relationship with you. Are you of similar mind? Well, he doesn't like us. Why? He is pious, and we are of different religion. He does not like that. Well, he also doesn't like us being nice to Samo, the other tribe that we found so far. Which means that we don't have a good relationship with him. So we could give him some treasure and some food, or some food for a good relationship, but it's kind of a waste. So let's just say nice to meet you. And we can now train a clan in loggers. So send you back, enter the settlement. Because it's level 9 in crafting, it will be a very short training for loggers, just a 1 turn. And you can see a little sliver over here of XP. Once the bar is full, he will get another level. And being more experienced also makes that you will give more output, actually. And when you reach level 10, you get an upgrade for free. I will show upgrades in a little bit. But they will be trained as a logger. We will be studying the profession of surveyor. And let's see what the caravan has. The caravan indeed does have tools. So we're going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what else? We can buy some food. But I think we're pretty okay on food right now, even if we stop collecting. You can buy some timber, which would not be the worst thing, maybe. Well, actually, it's probably not that worth it. I think beyond this we don't need anything, so we just upgrade the caravan. It will give more stuff to be broadly available, so that's really useful. And with this guy, I think we're going to be good on food for a while, so let's not exhaust that deposit and try to make our way over here and see what these animal deposits are. Which means you have to go through the march. I want to explore a little bit up over there, so let's go around this river over here and finish turn. So it's early October now, winter will be coming. And there's a nice deposit over there. Let's go get that. Which means that things will become more difficult for people outside our borders. Now we have a logger. What does a logger do? Well, it constructs a logging camp. It needs to be inside of our borders, and a logging camp provides logs or lumber. Timber it is called. It will provide timber, one timber per adjacent forest style. Also, making a building will expand our borders a little bit, and that's also interesting and nice. So where do we want? I think over here, on top of the pigs, is also forest, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of forest, and that's the most that we have inside of our borders. So let's send you over there to make a logging camp. Since it is now getting into the winter times, we won't be able to forage anymore. Our town must not be affected by cold. And if we hover over here, we can see if the tooltip pops up, please. Yes, it is cold. Turn it as flat, inhospitable type, and yeah, we won't be able to harvest this wheat anymore. Like, this is also cold, so he won't be able to harvest anymore. So what we're going to do is send him out a little bit and see if we can identify what this plant is. You guys are still idle for now. We have to wait a little bit longer so we get some extra treasure out of that, and just go to the next turn. Alright, we found a large iron deposit. That's really not that bad at all. Well, as you can see, our guy is in critical supply. Now, I'm just going to move him inside my borders where supply is 2, because you can see it in the top bottom right. Supply is 2 because we have control of this. And then he will be fine again. You are also out of supply, and we won't be able to. The only place is where we just came from. We don't want that though. We want them to move forward. Now there's something we can do to actually help that, and that's the encamp button. Encamping gives the army 2 extra supply, but can only be done if no movement points have been spent. And there is some extra downside to it as well. If it is a warrior kind of class, for example the hunters, their power will be diminished as well at the point when you are doing that. So our forager is also now unable to do this because it is also cold over here. So right now we are gathering no food, which is fine. We are losing 1 food per turn, and we have 32 in storage, so everything should be fine. I'm going to just skip you over here. I don't necessarily want you to be inside of the settlement. And let's get a logging camp up here so we can get some timber going. Next turn we can build a surveyor, which is going to be useful for us. Oh yeah, you can't move because the river. Oh, you can also see that this is now flooded. Flooded is a temporary weather-based rain type which can be added to a tile after a large amount of rain. And you cannot enter them or leave them if you're already in there. You don't have movement and everything like that. So it's really annoying if you get caught up in a flooded area. And you can see snow is coming in. We got a new tribe. They are handy, which means they are already have 3 levels in crafting and eloquent. They take less time to train in social professions. No other clan on the tile may commit crimes and never engage in feuds with other clans. So this is really useful for a specific thing. We have a lot of active professions right now, but we also want to have people who are doing some settled professions. Like, for example, a brick maker. A brick maker will produce stone blocks from coal, if we get coal eventually. And what these kinds of professions do is they stay inside of the settlement and just transform one resource in another, get extra knowledge per turn, get extra fame per turn to attract clans faster and stuff like that. And if this clan will be in a settled position inside our settlement over here, no other clan that is in there will ever commit a crime, so that's super useful to have. So I am going to train, and that's a guess, because we want stone blocks. Stone blocks are awesome because they will create permanent structures that will not degrade the resource. So that's super useful to have. I think the chances that we will have a coal type of deposit is larger than that we will have a stone type of deposit. So we're gonna train brick maker so we can make stone blocks out of coal. And just let you move over here. And now this one was a calm last turn, which will mean they have some supply. But next turn they probably will be out of supply again, and we have to do that over. So in the winter, movement is a lot slower, but it still can be done. They're just also more vulnerable to attacks. You can just be skipped for now. And we can move you towards here, so next turn you will be able to get the deserted farm. And we will be able to train you into a surveyor. It costs us 10 tools, which we're willing to pay for, so that we will be able to construct some paths and make sure that these marshes and rivers are easily affordable for us. Alright, you're out of supply again, so let's encamp. And so are you, so also encamp. And you can see that the power dropped to half. And that's because of the encampment state. So, this guy now has a logging camp established. Why are you getting 5 timber actually? Is it because you are awesome? I'm actually not certain, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles, and I think because of his level 9 that it gets more. But we get 5 timber per turn. That's useful. We can build stuff with timber, semi-permanent structures that will degrade the resource, or just sell it to the caravan and get some cash to buy tools, for example. The reason why I'm not putting this clan inside of the settlement is because, well, the more we have in there, there is a larger chance that they might actually end up fighting with each other. And I don't want that. And we got some food. Not the most useful, but it's something. And let's finish the turn. Survey will be done next turn. And eventually we are going to move our settlement, because this logging camp, well, it's fine for now. It's not gonna last forever. And eventually we want to have a logging camp that is surrounded by trees completely, so somewhere over here. But that will be in a little bit. So we can construct a path. Surveyors can construct paths in order to negate the movement penalty associated with rough terrain like hills and forest. Note that an army to receive this movement bonus, both the tile it's moving from and the one entered must contain a path. So we want to construct a path here, so that we can construct a path over there, and then both have a path, and it will negate the movement penalty. Super useful, especially in these kinds of things. I usually overdo it on paths. I also place paths on normal grassland, and that's just because I like the look of it. When I had a bug once, and I sent my save file to John, and he actually was saying like, that's a lot of paths, because I constructed a shit ton of paths. And that's actually a bandit camp, and we haven't seen them before. So these bandits theoretically could go and attack me now. We could also attack them eventually. We can do it not with this guy, but eventually we'll be able to attack him. And once we have defeated him, push him out of camp, we can pillage that camp for some extra gain. We want to go in this direction because we want to know about that food deposit. And the same goes for these kinds of camps. These are not necessarily just there. We can also conquer them if we want to. I'm usually not that much of a fan of doing that, but it is something we can do. So we're not training a clan, which is fine. Maybe we want to start, instead of like going with the brickmakers, we want to give the livestock guy something to do. I think I'm going to make you a trapper, just so we can get some parchment or cloth out of it. Let's just do that for now. So it's December, we get another tribe. They are afraid of fire, so they don't like metalworking. And they're a haggler. If they build trading posts, you get extra cash. Trading posts are a special structure that can be constructed on tiles where two small rivers meet, or where a small river empties in a large body of water, like this. It can be useful. I actually haven't ever built them, but yeah, it's definitely something that can be useful. And we can train these guys as well. They don't want to be in this discipline, which is sad because I would like them, actually, we would like some more people in the metal crafting discipline. So what do we want them to be then? I think we have enough people for food with the gatherers and the reapers and the hunter as well, even. Well, we do have 10 weapons. Spearmen cost 20 weapons. We can go up to archers. Cost 5 weapons. They have 4 power. And yeah, maybe we'll go towards spearmen with him. That means we're going to train you in the discipline of honor. Do I want that though? Or we should definitely just do trappers first. Beyond that, maybe I'm just would like him over here. Make a wood splitter out of him. Wood splitter will create boards, and boards are used in upgrades. So what are upgrades? Well, we have unlocked loggers, but behind loggers there are 2 upgrades. One requires horses and one requires tools. And so for a lot of things you require resources for upgrades, and you can upgrade them to be more efficient. Trapper uses tools and timber. But a mine, for example, also uses boards. And I believe the farm is over here. One of them is tools and the other one is board. So we could use some board guy as well. So maybe we just want to have them actually in the crafting discipline. I think that sounds more like my jam. You are still idle. Well, that's fine. You need to be encamped. So do you. And our surveyor got a path constructed over here, which you can see. Now move over here and construct a path. And that's another thing why a surveyor is really useful. They can also identify deposits. And it will only take them 3 turns instead of the 4 that normal guy would do. Let's scooch around the encampment over here. And let's finish the turn. We identified a stone deposit. So, we're not gonna have people be coal burners and stuff like that to make stone blocks specifically. We gonna get some stone out of this and make stone blocks directly. And you can identify these deposits. Yeah, let's keep making a path through the forest here as well. We want to go around this river so that it will be better for later. You can see that these forests are also degrading. We have logs in here for another 21 turns, which is good. I want to go this way. You can be there. We can identify deposits. Well, identifying the deposit will also eventually put them in low supply, or critical supply even. But if I'm correctly, they should be automatically getting themselves in a good position, that every time they need, they will encamp so that they don't die. And with you, let's move over here. So we can move freely through his territory. He wouldn't mind that at all. Unless we start a war with him, we will be fine. The settlement is idle. Well, in the meantime, we could make you a wood collector. This goes for both of them, actually. Well, maybe not her. But let's just put you in wood collector. We don't. It's either that or produce 5 treasure, and I think with a wood collector we get more money out of it. So yeah, let's do that. So building a building costs 20 timber or 20 stone blocks. Let's get over there. Skip. The profession for the trapper is done. So now we want to have a block cutter, because then we can create stone into stone blocks, which will give us permanent structures that don't degrade the resources, which is super useful. And like I said, this guy is now in critical supply and automatically becomes income because he was discovering a resource deposit. The game knows you don't have to micromanage that so much. Keep constructing the path. Yeah, let's go in this direction. There is a blizzard over here. We cannot enter it. There is 0 supply. So we're just gonna wait here for a second. And now this guy can be trained as a trapper. And that's gonna be it for this turn. Next episode, winter will end. Summer or spring first, of course, will come back again. We will be training a block cutter, and with that we'll start making some stone blocks and move our settlement around here somewhere to get a very nice logging position and start building up our permanent structures with farms for food as well and such. But that's all going to be in the next episode. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.